All right, so let's start with the big story that we are tracking on WION at this hour. There are just 3 more days ahead of the big planned consecration ceremony at the newly built Ram temple in India's temple town of Ayodhya. And preparations at this moment are in full swing for this mega ceremony. Now, in the latest, the face of the idol of the Hindu deity Lord Ram, which was placed in the sanctum sanctorum, has now been revealed. Now, the idol will be consecrated in a ceremony on the 22nd of January. The first photograph of the idol was revealed after the placement ceremony in the sanctum sanctorum. Now, the idol depicts the deity as a 5-year-old child in a standing posture. Meanwhile, more than 500 statues are also being prepared in Ayodhya's Ram Sevakpuram. The statues will depict the various stages of Lord Ram's life, and these statues will grace the corridor leading to the grand temple. Now, on the day of the ceremony, all public sector banks, public sector insurance companies, public sector financial institutions and regional rural banks will observe a half day. The railways will also facilitate the passengers with live streaming of the consecration ceremony across the country, and additionally, at least about 9,000 screens have been set up at railway stations across the nation. Now, the Indian Prime Minister Modi has also released 6 commemorative postage stamps that are based on the theme of the Ram temple. The stamps will showcase the international appeal of Lord Ram and will highlight the essential elements related to the Ram Mandir. All right, now to give us more details on this big consecration ceremony, we're being joined in by my colleague Molly Gambhir, who's joining us from Lucknow, and Devanshu Tomar, who's joining us live from Ayodhya. Now, Molly, let me in fact begin by asking you this. This is such an important and a grand ceremony. Take us through with some of the preparations that are presently underway.
Indeed, Saleh, right now we are right next to the Lucknow-Ayodhya highway, and I have to tell you that it's all decked up in the run-up to that grand consecration ceremony. In fact, grand is an understatement given the kind of preparations that have been underway. Just to give you a sense of what the mood has been like, that of jubilation, that of anticipation, of course, in the run-up to the preparations, of course. Hectic arrangements have been made. We have been getting reports of the kind of security deployment that has also been put in place. Now, through this highway, we have seen paintings that are also being done up along the route, all through the route from Lucknow to Ayodhya. We've seen flower arrangements, we've seen flags that have been put up to welcome those who will be making their way towards Ayodhya along this arterial route. In fact, I have with me one devotee who's actually traveled by foot along hundreds of kilometers. Is going to be the entire stretch that he will be covering. I'll get a reaction from him in just a bit. But at the same time, we've been talking to a number of such people who've been coming in from different parts of Uttar Pradesh, and this of course is not just a national festival as it has been called. It's already turned into a global phenomenon with millions around the world who will be watching that consecration ceremony. Let me just get that reaction from the devotee who's right next to me over here. आप कहाँ से चलकर आ रहे हैं? कितने किलोमीटर पैदल चल के जाएंगे अयोध्या तक?
मैं अपने कासन से 429 किलोमीटर की पैदल यात्रा तय करूंगा अयोध्या राम मंदिर तक, और लमसम 330 किलोमीटर की दूरी तय कर चुका हूं, और आगे और 120 किलोमीटर की दूरी बच चुकी है, और मैं आगे जाके तय करूंगा।
पैदल चल रहे हैं?
हाँ, पैदल आ रहा हूं मैं। 13 तारीख को निकला था मैं, और आज मैं सुबह तक पैदल पहुंच जाऊंगा। अयोध्या राम मंदिर तक पहुंच ही जाऊंगा पक्का।
So just 3 days before the event, this is the kind of anticipation that we're seeing on the ground, with people leaving no stone unturned to make their way to Ayodhya to witness the consecration ceremony and the Ram temple inauguration, which of course will be witnessed by around 8,000 guests.
Right.
Back to you, Saleh.
Absolutely, indeed, Molly Gambhir. Do stay on with us. Meanwhile, we have Devanshu Tomar, who's joining us live from the holy city of Ayodhya. Devanshu, tell us what the mood is like. We are so close to the consecration ceremony that is to take place on the 22nd of this month.
Well, Ayodhya is all decked up ahead of the mega consecration ceremony of the Ram Mandir on the 22nd January. I'm currently standing at Sarayu Ghat in Ayodhya, and towards my left, you could see large number of devotees have already started to come and witness the events, the musical events, the dancing events. Various events are happening in this premises. At the same time, there is a major security beefed up because keeping in mind the large number of footfall which is going to increase on everyday basis. So that becomes a challenge to the security personnel as well. Just ahead of it, you could see that white screen. That white screen, minutes from now, it will begin the laser show that will depict the life of Lord Ram from the beginning when he was exiled and till his end. So all in all, it's an amalgamation of various events taking place before the mega Ram Mandir consecration ceremony that will take place on the 22nd of January. Back to you.
Absolutely indeed, Devanshu Tomar, and also to Molly Gambhir. Thank you very much indeed for joining us in this broadcast. We'll of course come back to you as this story develops through the evening.